both of these teams in the NCAA tournament for the 18th time. For Kentucky, their first appearance since 2022, and for Liberty, they have not been in the tournament since 2018. We are underway in Lexington. Liberty in red, Kentucky in the white. And what is important for Liberty to do right away, Tamika?
Well, I think right now you got to make the right plays happen. Kentucky's going to get out. They're going to be really aggressive and try to make it hard. But get it down low. Smoother, who we just talked about, trying to take it at first step.
She was looking forward to that matchup. Let's take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Capital One for Kentucky. This is the same starting lineup the Wildcats have used in all 29 games. And right away, Georgia Amore asserts herself with the baseline jumper.
Well, Coach Kenny Brooks talked a lot about just how fresh she looked, having 2 weeks off. Kentucky had been off for 2 weeks, so they've gotten a lot of rest in those weeks. And Georgia Amore, he said, looked like a brand new person. Yeah,
Liberty's actually played 4 games since Kentucky played last. And a turnover there on the Wildcats. Let's look at the starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. For Liberty University, over 500 career starts between these 5. And for Emma Hess, this is the 100th start of her career. So a very veteran teams on the floor today.
And what you like to see, you know, a lot of teams trying to, well, not a lot of teams look at the transfer portal and try to build that way. And Coach Glenn really talked about just trying to keep his players consistent. And Smuda, first player on the.
How about that? First 2 buckets of the game are our 2 stars, Georgia Amore and Bella Smuda. Strack, she can handle the ball well, loses it, but Lawrence is there to bail her out. It's one of the things that distinguishes the Kentucky post, how well they handle the ball. It's key, case in point. Smuda with a rebound.
Well, I like how aggressive Kentucky trying to be to get to the basket and create plays.
Nice move by Jordan Hodge, number 0. She says she chose 0 because 0 people can guard me, and she just showed it on that drive.
Now you're going against Deja Lawrence, such a great defender, and Georgia Amore steps up. You cannot go under the screen at any point in time.
All 5 Kentucky points coming from Georgia Amore. She actually accounts for 50% of their points through scoring and assists.
As you watch the game and you watch Georgia, one of the great things she does, she's always looking up the floor to try to create opportunities for her teammates.
Amore eyes up the whole way down the floor, now makes a move to the basket. First shot she's missed. Do you think Liberty will try to slow it down or speed it up against Kentucky?
I think you have to be really smart. You don't want to you want to make sure you're in a scoring position. So when you drive to the basket, you have to be ready to make plays.
Boone will go to the free throw line after the foul, gives us just a chance to look at Kerry Green. Kerry is a legend at Liberty University. He is the all-time winningest coach of any athletic program in Liberty University history. This is his 26th season. And in terms of basketball, he has the 18th most wins of any active coach in the country. Foul was on Hassett. Boone at the free throw line.
Yeah, very impressive. Just even having the opportunity to talk to him. He's got his family here and wants to make sure we give love to his family. But you know, even his relationship with the players, as you start talking to each one of them and being in the press conferences, just talk very well and continue to lift his team up.
Amore off the mark. Offensive rebound by Key. Hassett, the three-point shooting specialist, misses that one. Strack again with a rebound. Amore wide open. Yes!
All 8 points by Georgia Amore. Kentucky got a couple of offensive rebounds, and you know, you talk about what Liberty has to do. They have to figure out a way to keep Kentucky off the offensive board.
3 on the way, off the mark by Ice Daughter, player from Iceland. Lawrence spots up, shoots the 3. And a good hustle by the Flames for that rebound. That is a tough assignment to keep Kentucky off the boards. This Kentucky team has set a program record for blocks this year. Incredible rebounding team. 3 players average over 8 rebounds a game.
And we don't see that happen very often. Strack not able. That rebound, and Liberty answered right away.
Hodges off to a good start for the Lady Flames. 5 points for Hodges. Amor, got to get on her. Lady Flames lucky that one did not go down the way she started. Good hustle by Hodges, and a jump ball as Strack gets in there and ties her up. And we'll stay on this end of the floor.
Well, you talk about offensive rebounding. You look right here, Kentucky just does a really good job of finding ways to get the board. Good pass around to Amor, and then Liberty gave them a little bit of their own medicine, and Hodges with the finish for the three.
Kentucky out rebounding Liberty 7-4 here early. It'll be Wildcat basketball under their own goal. Flames typically have done a great job rebounding in their conference. Clara Silva into the game now for the Wildcats. That three is good by Deja Lawrence.
Well, those two, the way they play and just feed off of each other. You saw Lawrence as Amor started driving. She found that gap.
Amor said she wished she had another year with Deja Lawrence. That connection has been so much fun for her. Lawrence with the steal. Blows by the D between the defenders and draws the foul. And we'll get a look at Deja Lawrence on the free throw line.
Well, I think you could say that about both of them. You know, it's been so much fun. You come to a Kentucky team, so many players. I mean, this is a brand new team from what we saw last season. So even getting a chance, you know, Coach Brooks talked a lot about just building the culture and creating the winning environment, and you're seeing that.
11 of Kentucky's 13 players this year transfers from outside the SEC. In fact, not even players that have been in the conference. Lawrence, who came in from Charlotte at the free throw line, and what a job Kenny Brooks has done. The most SEC wins of any first-year head coach in Kentucky history, and has led the greatest single season turnaround from year to year in Kentucky women's basketball history. Of course, he took Virginia Tech to a Final Four a couple of years ago and brought a few pieces of that team with him to Lexington.
Well, you brought some really good pieces with you. You start looking at Georgia Amor, Clara Stratt. I mean, those are just two of them, and what they have been able to do in the production. But even looking at Tiani Key, he didn't bring her with him, but she's having one of the best years so far in her third season.
Sanaya Tyler in the game, number 2 in white, got the rebound there. Liberty known for its bench strength. Kentucky not as much, but both teams going to their bench here early. We're about halfway through the opening quarter. Kentucky up 5, round 1 of March Madness. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? The first round is presented by Intuit TurboTax. Now this is taxes. You are looking at scenes from the last time these two teams met 15 years ago today. Kentucky was able to hold on and win 83-77. It was also a 4-13 seed matchup as well. And Carrie Green definitely remembers that. Of course, Kenny Brooks was not at Kentucky then, but head coach of Liberty certainly was involved in that game. A lot of history between the two head coaches, as obviously Kenny Brooks came from Virginia Tech. Liberty's in Lynchburg, Virginia. Lawrence missing on the three. And while we were away, I saw Asia Boone, one of these starters for Lynchburg, limping behind the bench. They took her back into the locker room. She's come back, so we'll have to keep our eye on Asia Boone to see if she returns to the lineup for Liberty. Boone averages 11 points a game for the Lady Flames.
Well, it's interesting, even as you're talking about the history and just different players in and out. You know, when we listened to the press conference yesterday, Liberty was really excited about this matchup, and it was because of the history between the two head coaches.
Lawrence draws another foul after the block by Silva on the defensive end. Silva is a shot-blocking machine.
Well, what she does well is she stays on her feet and gets the ball out of the air. She doesn't have to swipe down to get the block because she's already up in the air, and nobody from this Liberty team is even remotely that tall.
Foul was on Hodges. Lawrence goes back to the free throw line. Lawrence, her final year, had to accept a new role coming in from UNC Charlotte, where she was the focal point of everything they did there. and has meshed so well with Georgia Amore and company.
Well, you want to win, and ultimately, as a great player, you know, you can step into a role where you can shoot the ball every single time, or you step into a role and be a piece of a winning program. And you got to give a lot of credit to Lawrence, to all of these players, because they all, coming from their respective teams, have played different roles on this one.
Yeah, it's been a masterful job by Kenny Brooks assimilating this group. They are so tight-knit. Nice look in the post, and going to work under Silva is Emmy Stout. Nice move.
Great move, great up and under, and after getting blocked last possession by Silva, good job of not just settling for a fall-away jump shot and taking it at her.
Stout, one of the best freshmen in Conference USA this year. Strack, baseline jumper. A good block out that time by Stout to keep Silva away from the rebound.
I like just even when you look at this Kentucky, and we've covered quite a few games, you know, even just the substitution pattern and trying to get players in earlier, we mentioned earlier.
Well, they've been off 2 weeks, but that's not a bad thing, is it?
No, it's not. They needed to get some rest. And look at Georgia Amore. This is the player he said when she came back after a couple of days off. He said, I just had to go and give her a hug because she looked fresh, she looked renewed, and he was like, welcome back.
He actually said she's made some moves in practice this week where he stopped practice. They were so incredible to get everyone to appreciate what she had just done.
It's going to be fun not only watching her in this tournament, but even as she continues to move on to the next level.
Good offensive board by Stout. Steenbergen, reverse layup, rejected by Clara Strack.
And that right there is what Clara Strack does so well. She released a little bit because she knew that that ball was going up and that she'd be able to get that block in the air.
Georgia Amore has scored as many points as the Flames so far in this game. And when you have players in the post like Clara Strack helping you out, it opens things up so much for Amore. She's just a wizard with the ball, Tamika. I love watching her play basketball.
I do too. And you know, she never looks tired. That's the thing. I mean, she goes up and down, and I know, you know, as the game wears on, you physically get a little bit tired, but mentally she's still sharp most of the time. But what I love is in those moments, she just does a good job of not only feeding what her team needs, but then also getting her teammates involved.
Liberty, shot clock down to 3. Have to make a move. That hit the rim. The shot clock reset. However, Key will come out of the pack. Key, rebound. She can take it coast to coast. Again, the Kentucky bigs so good with the ball.
Well, they look like they're Liberty in the 2-3 zone. You're trying to make sure, just change up the defense enough.
Amore, come on!
Georgia Amore, I don't know what she ate this morning, but she's definitely ready.
Some Vegemite. Amore, the Aussie. And a foul inside on Strack, and Bella Smuda will go to the free throw line. Let's go back to that 3. Everything she does has flair.
Well, I mean, you see, she's setting it up. She's just kind of baiting Smuda, and she stepped back, and she stepped right into her shot. You see that leg go back just enough. And this is something that they talked about in practice, because I remember Coach Brooks saying, you have to freeze the defense, and she froze Smuda enough to take a step back and get right into her jump shot.
A game that was refined on a horse farm in Australia. And now Bella Smuda at the free throw line. Her 160th game as a Lady Flame has stayed with this program. She is the conference tournament MVP, first team all conference. She is the big star for the Lady Flames, who shines brightly. But what's so funny about Bella is that her biggest aspiration is to be an elementary school teacher.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a first grader and you walk into class and see your 6'6" first grade teacher, it's just so priceless. It's great with kids.
It could go one way or the other, right? You probably have some that'll run right over and latch their arms around her leg, and you'll have some that'll be wondering.
They say she's the most popular player in camp by far. Getting her masters right now. Free throw is up and good. This is a very good free throw shooting team, Liberty. They average 76% as a team.
We were at practice and even on the press conference. They just look like they have a lot of fun together. You know, these young ladies, and unfortunately they've been hit like so many teams around the NCAA with injuries, right? So you have the players that are injured, but just the fun that they have with one another.
Oh, Tiani Key blows by the D and scores. Yeah, the Lady Flames actually had some illness running through the locker room the week of the Conference USA tournament. Had to fight through that as well. They've come so close in years past. Finally won that championship this year. This is the second year they've been members of Conference USA. Minute to go in the quarter. Smuda dumps it inside. Turnaround jumper nicely done by Elizabeth Ayesdottir.
Ayesdottir saw the mismatch just on the size advantage. A good job of not dribbling the ball because Deja Lawrence is a good defender. With Sanaya Taylor, excuse me.
Lawrence, double team, kicks it to Amor. Amor sees the opening and quickly gets through that gap.
Well, we'll definitely have to take another look at that move because she did a good job, again, of freezing the defense, realizing the help coming over and cutting back.
Yeah. We'll foul away from the ball. Good call by Meadow Overstreet, one of our 3 accomplished officials today. Officials are awarded with NCAA tournament bids as well. These are the best of the best. Foul was on Sanaya Tyler.
It's almost like Christmas, you know. We wake up on Monday with our assignment of where we're gonna go, and for the official to have to imagine it's the same feeling.
Final seconds of the opening quarter, about a half a second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Amor had it, lost it. Smuda can't get the shot off, quarter over, and at the end of one, Kentucky surges out to a 9-point lead.
Well, Kentucky doing a great job and led by yours only, Georgia Amor, what she does so well, getting way to the basket, finding it, and it's good.
Let's check out how they are fueling the run, brought to you by Wendy's, and certainly Georgia Amor has been fueling the run everywhere Kenny Brooks has been in his last 2 coaching stops. This player-coach relationship is inspiring, it's touching, it's what you would write if you were producing a movie about a player and a coach and how that relationship can benefit one or the other. Kenny Brooks says Georgia Amor is my mini-me. And you can certainly tell us, it was interesting yesterday to me, he was telling us how now it's almost an adult to an adult relationship, in that she comes by the office every morning, has a cup of coffee with him, and they talk about things that have nothing to do with basketball.
Well, and I think one of the things when you look at Georgia Amor and Kenny Brooks over the years, watching those pictures, you can almost see it. We get to experience practice with them, and Georgia Amor, wherever Kenny Brooks is, she is standing right there. It's almost like she can read his mind and vice versa.
Amor steps it up. And 10 points in 29 of 30 games this season, 10 or more points. And she's had games of making 7 threes 3 times. But when she gets to the NCAA tournament, she really steps it up.
I just saw her number. She had 15 points, and she averages 19 points per game. So well on record.
In her entire career, she's failed to score in double figures once in an NCAA tournament game. Shot clock right now a factor. Down to 2, Amor launches. Oh my! With a hand in her face.
Well, she's definitely feeling it, and Brooke Moore thought she had her contained, but Amor just so good. Had her on skates.
Amor has outscored the entire Liberty team to this point. 18 points already for Georgia Amor. That's right, 18, and we just started the second quarter.
You can't even say that it's been hard. She just has, she had the natural knack at just being able to get to the basket, and look at this move. Moore trying to guard her. She stepped right, Amor stepped right into her shot.
So how do you defend this, Tamika? What can Liberty try to do to throw her off balance?
Well, I think right now she has the hot hand. So I know you have shooters on the floor, but when you have somebody that's dominating the way that she is, you almost have to throw different looks. Is it one? It can't just be a one-on-one matchup. You might have to look at how do you get multiple players on.
Nice take by Strack. Strack, one of those players coming over from Virginia Tech. Clara Strack, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Smuda off the glass, good offensive rebound by the Flames.
Flames not really shooting very well, 28% from the field goal, and just Kentucky doing a good job of making it hard for them to score.
Well, they had the open look inside. They'll get it back. 3 on the way. Yes! Buried by Emma Hess, and it was well defended by Strack.
Well, that's a good sign that Emma Hess first made field goal this afternoon.
Hess on the verge of breaking Liberty's all-time three-point record. Strack got loose, bumped by Smoot on the way to the basket. And Smuda with a smile on her face, jumping up.
Well, this is the matchup that both players were talking about. I know specifically Smuda was looking forward to going up against Strack.
Smuda and Strack, the most dominant post players coming into this game for either team. But they play the post very differently. Amor, that short jumper.
Well, when the zone, they stretched the zone out. Kentucky did, and Liberty not reading, but Tamari Key went right in, set a nice little, or Tiani Key, excuse me, set a screen, and Amor wide open.
20 points for Georgia Amor to this point in the game.
Well, I think she was ready to play, I would say that.
The 2 weeks off did her good. Pass up to Strack. Strack saves it, but back to the Lady Flames. Here comes Hodges. Liberty needing a bucket as Kentucky's gone on a huge run since the end of the first quarter. Moore with the take. Good move.
I think Liberty has to continue to find ways to get some open attack opportunities. And you asked earlier just about the pace of the game. I think Liberty is at their best when they're able to run, but you're only able to run if the other team misses the shot. And Kentucky's done a really good job. Georgia Amor had done a really good job of making her shot.
And that was a good job by Clara Strack. She basically created that shot on her own. Again, Strack grew up playing guard. And now that she has grown to 6'5", so good with the ball in her hands. She's had multiple assist games in 20 games this year. Good passer, good ball handler. Oh, nice drive. That was sweet by Emma Hess.
Emma Hess starting to heat up, and this is definitely somebody that they need to step up. I think when you look at just how you can build into this lead or break into this lead, you got to have multiple players that can score.
Lawrence always looking for that three. Amor, 20 points today. 14th time this year she's had a 20-point game. We haven't even hit halftime. Good rebound by Smuda, and a foul on Key.
You said that earlier, Strack created this opportunity. Smuda not wanting to get another foul. Good job at attacking. Emma Hess has come to life the last couple of possessions, 5 points straight.
Liberty hanging with Kentucky in the paint in terms of point production, but Georgia Amor has just lit the world on fire. 8 of 12 shooting, including 4 threes already. Good look inside, and a nice finish by Emmy Stout.
Well, Strack got posted up right underneath the basket, and anytime you get posted that low, make the easy basket on the offensive end.
Strack throws it across the lane to Key. Key, little baby hook, can't finish. Rebounded by Steenbergen.
I love how those two players, Strack and Key, they just work so well together. They're always looking at those opportunities. Of course, Georgia Amor starts everything, but those two down low, nice little 1-2 punch.
This Kentucky team, when we had the selection committees reveals throughout the season, they were everywhere from a 3 seed to a 4 seed. Ended up a 4 seed because of a slow finish to the season, but they played 6 ranked teams in their last 9 games, and they are definitely a threat to make a deep run in March Madness. Right now, Kentucky up 32-23. Coming up, Degree in the studio. We'll send you to Elle Duncan, Chene Ogumake, and Andrea Carter, where they'll get you up to date with what's happening between Michigan and Iowa State. That game in action right now over on ESPN2, and they'll also be looking ahead to more women's NCAA March Madness action as we are just getting started on this opening day of the first round. And what a start in terms of star power, as Georgia Amore has 20 points so far in this opening half. Free throw line now, Emmy Stout for Liberty. And that broke a 14 straight free throw make streak for Stout. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to jinx her, so you can't blame me. But she had made 14 straight free throws before that miss.
Well, the good thing is sometimes you get an opportunity to start a new
There
streak,
you go.
and now she's 1-1.
Love that about you. Glass half full. So she's now on a one free throw made streak.
And you see Liberty going to that 2-3 zone.
Key trying to break up the zone, missed. You think that's a good switch by the Lady Flames?
I mean, I think when you're going against a Kentucky team, and especially looking specifically at Georgia Amore, you got to find other ways to distract the offense and get the ball out of her hands.
And remember, Asia Boone has been out since the first quarter for Liberty. She's got injured on a play and has not come back to the game. She averages 11 points per game for Liberty. So they are trying to take on Kentucky without her services right now. Amore to Key to Strack. Good ball movement. Strack with the finish.
And that's what you have to do. You have to attack the zone, move it from one side of the floor to the other side of the floor. That's what makes Georgia Amore so good and hard to guard. Try to do a one-on-one matchup, put the zone out. She dribbles through the zone and finds open players.
10-point lead for Kentucky. And it'll remain that way. Key with a rebound. Kentucky has numbers, 5 on 4 right now. Lawrence, little step back, can't get the shot off. Amore's gonna shoot it and make. And that is three-pointer number 5 for Georgia Amore.
Her stat line right now is absolutely ridiculous. 9 for 13 from the field goal, 5 for 6, 1 rebound, 2 assists.
And the fans here in historic Memorial Coliseum on their feet. A nice answer by Emma Hess.
Liberty right now needs more Emma Hess, and you see Bella Smuda's on the bench.
Has 7 points in this first half. Amore had 43 points earlier this season on the road at Oklahoma. Dumped down to Key and a foul, but a good pass by Strack.
Take another look at that Georgia Amore 3 and the ball rotation. Deja Lawrence not open, but she finds an open player. So it's not about getting a good shot, it's about getting a great shot and making that extra pass to a wide open Georgia Amore.
Foul was on Hess, and Key, who's having her best season as a college basketball player, steps up to the line. Was injured at North Carolina, never really could get going, and has found a home here at Kentucky. And a reminder, coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV. For more information on game times and listings, go to NCAA.com. And Tiani Key doing good work at the free throw line.
Well, I like what you said just about how she is playing her best basketball right now, averaging 11.5 points per game, but it's all of the things that she does. I think she could even potentially move into a 3 position. So she plays a lot of the 4. She can move into the 3. Clara Strack can move into the 4. Then you have Silva come in. Can you imagine that 3-4-5 matchup?
Shot clock down to 5. Step back by Hodges. Good. Nice shot. Jordan Hodges has been fun to watch in this half.
Oh, yeah. Substitution right there. You got Lexi Blue in the game.
Turnover by the Wildcats. Here's Hodges again. Passes up the shot this time. Anybody that says they wear 0 because 0 people can guard me, I'm a fan of.
I thought you were talking about yourself for a moment.
No way. Shot clock under 10. And Lawrence commits the foul. Ice Daughter got her on the arm. Let's go back to that Hodges bucket.
Hodges made it look so good, too. Nice little step back. And we've seen it on the other end, too. Just a little moment to freeze the defense. And that's what Hodges did.
The other thing about her, Tamika, she was so confident they were going to win the championship in Conference USA, she mentally rehearsed how she was going to cut down the net. She said
they all had their little pieces hanging from their hats.
She said it's like speaking it into existence.
I do believe in that. Go back to 2012 and winning the WNBA championship at Minnesota. I had the same mindset.
What a follow by Emma Hess off that missed free throw, and suddenly the Lady Flames are within 8.
Emma Hess now with 9 points, and all of a sudden when she got aggressive, you could see the whole team feed off of her. Tiani Keith
with the left.
Answer back.
10-point lead for Kentucky. Approaching the final minute of this opening half, which has seen Georgia Amor pour in 23 points against a Liberty team that comes in on an 11-game win streak. Good look inside, and the finish by Stout, assist Ice Daughter.
Well, I like that. Stout did a great job of just getting Clara Strack to move up enough on her high side to allow that backside to be wide open for that pass.
Cross court to Lexi Blue. And Blue actually stepped out of bounds before she took that shot. So it'll be Liberty's ball with 33.1 seconds. Lexi Blue in her freshman season from the Lake Nona area of Orlando. Love her jumper.
Love her jumper.
Say why.
Yes, I mean, when you look at just not only her release, she has a high release, but when you watch the ball, you can literally see the ball rotating. And she is only a freshman, so being able to have this opportunity, I think you learn from the players in front of you. Sanaya Taylor, comes subbed in for her. But being able to have a Deja Lawrence and a Georgia Amor to watch, next year is going to be an amazing year for her.
Stout working on Strack down low. Off the glass, no good. Hodges there with a rebound, made another pass across the lane. And a foul on the Wildcats will put the Lady Flames on the line with 14.4 seconds left. And that's going to be the second foul on Clara Strack.
I like how Liberty has done a good job of being intentional, of taking it to the basket, even though you have shot blockers down there.
Stout back at the free throw line. She's made her last 2, Tamika. Member of the Conference USA All-Freshman team. She's a biomedical sciences major at Liberty. A tough course load, wants to be a physician's assistant in an emergency room. She loves the pressure. Hess had another rebound, but it was swatted away. Final seconds of the half. Amor with the ball in her hand. To the wing, Lawrence. Yes! And Kentucky ends the half with an exclamation point. 7 made threes by the Wildcats, 5 of them from Georgia Amor. 23 points for her, ties her most in a half this season. Remember, she put up 43 against Oklahoma earlier this year. So Kentucky up 44-34 at the half. Let's send it to our Degree in the Studio halftime team. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. And you're watching the first round presented by Intuit TurboTax. About to start the third quarter here in Memorial Coliseum. Hey everybody, Sam Gore along with Hall of Famer Tamika Catchings. And what a show Georgia Amor put on in that first half. No surprise, she is our Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, Georgia Amor came in, and I said I don't know what she did to prepare herself for this game, but already 23 points. And we still have 20 more minutes to go. She's done a little bit of everything. We're just showing you the three-pointers, 5 for 6 from the three-point line. And what I love is that she has made it look so easy. Everything has been within the flow of the offense. Nothing forced. Moving the ball, finding the open players, knocking down the shot.
Georgia Amor, okay, listen up everybody. You got to hear this. Her 23 points in that first half are the most by a player in the first half of an NCAA tournament game since Caitlin Clark had 24 points in the first half against Kentucky in the round of 32 back in 2021.
That's absolutely amazing, and Georgia Amor really came on, and she has been the spark in the light for this Kentucky Wildcat team.
Liberty Lady Flames back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018. The number 13 seed against a 4 seed here in Lexington. Clara Strack rejected by none other than Smuda.
Well, we talked a little bit about Bella Smuda in the Open today, and she is a part of the all-defensive team, but does a good job. Gave Strack a little bit of her own medicine.
Amor going to work right away. Lawrence launching the 3. Good! Three-pointer number 8 for the Wildcats. And that's the 3rd by Lawrence.
Well, right before halftime, Georgia Amor had a nice play, got the ball to Deja Lawrence right in her shooting pocket. And
Amor with the block. I don't think I've said that this season.
No, you haven't. Not in a while, anyway. We know she does like to move her feet here and there.
Well, this Kentucky team set a season record for block shots. Clara Strack individually set an individual record for blocks in a single season. Good catch and shoot, and nothing but net by number 23, Emma Hess, who had a very good first half as well.
Well, I like seeing Emma Hess catch the ball and not even hesitate. She went right into her shooting motion. And I think sometimes as players, you get so conditioned into dribbling the ball before you shoot.
Amor, a little fadeaway, misses that one. There is no quit in this Liberty team. This Liberty team that comes so close in a lot of conference championship games. Finally broke through this year, beating Middle Tennessee State in the Conference USA title game. Getting that first bid since 18. Strack shooting the 3. It's that kind of day for Kentucky.
Well, if you're going to sag that far away from Clara Strack, and as she continues to develop her game, we've seen what she can do around the basket, but now being able to stretch the floor and knock down that 3.
Just the 16th made 3 of the season by Clara Strack. Already 9 3-pointers for the Wildcats. Smuda going to work on Strack, blocked by Strack. I have said that a lot this year. Key with the drive, doesn't get the finish. Smuda with a rebound.
Strack is sagging back a little bit. Looked like she was injured for a second.
Smuda with the follow-up.
Bella Smuda to me.
And Bella Smuda coming off a double-double in that championship game in Conference USA. Second straight year she had a double-double in the title game, though last year they lost. Amor continues her hot shooting.
Georgia Amor just does such a good job of just knowing where the defense is. And you look at Liberty so concerned about the screen for Amor that even that one step back gives her enough room to go into a shot.
Key with the swat. Pass it up the floor to Lawrence. Lawrence with the finish. And Kentucky is on fire right out of the gate.
Kentucky continues to just steamroll over Liberty, doing a great job of finding ways.
Hey, what's up, Liberty University women's basketball? It's Toby Mack. Man, you guys made it. I'm a fellow Flame, so I'm cheering for you guys. I can't be there, but I will be watching. Go shock the world.
And in addition to multiple Grammy Award winner Toby Mack back in Liberty Arena, they are watching the game this afternoon as well, as Liberty University has such a loyal fan base among all its athletic programs. The men's team also in the tournament. It's the 3rd time in history the men and women have made March Madness. The men will play Oregon later today. But special thanks to Toby Mack for sending the team that good luck message. I love his music. A lot of them were saying they work out to his music when they're in the gym. But right now, they got to work on overcoming this red-hot Kentucky team, Tamika.
Trying to find simple ways to just make baskets happen and Smuda, nice hesitation. I like the fact she didn't try to drive it into Strack, and the last couple of times she has, it hasn't ended up very well for her.
Georgia Amor, 6 3-pointers today. She had 3 games this season with 7 or more. No Kentucky player in history has ever done that. She could just continue to add to her record-setting season. Key off the mark on a 3. We saw Strack, one of their other post players, make one earlier. You know, Tiani can shoot the 3 ball. We've seen her make some this season.
And I think as Tiani continues to take those shots that they will fall. Emma Hess, shot attempt, nice.
A good rundown by Steenbergen. Another chance for Hess. Hess has Hassett on her, shoots over the Aussie, good.
And Hess right now showing no fear, and I think that's when you look at this opportunity of playing against the Red Hot Kentucky team, you have to still take the shots you would normally take, and Emma Hess has definitely stepped up.
Hess, Smuda, and Hodges were the 3 players that talked to the media yesterday, and talk about maturity and composure. What leaders? Lawrence off the mark on the 3. There's Hodges with a rebound. Again, Liberty has not lost a game since February. They come in with the nation's 10th longest active win streak. They've won 11 in a row. They did beat an SEC team earlier this year. That was Arkansas. Lost to Kentucky lost to Tennessee in a shootout after beating Arkansas.
And I think coming into this game, even looking at the press conference, you could tell the excitement about making it to the NCAA tournament. They knew they had their hands full with this Kentucky team, but definitely up for the challenge. And I think we always talk about tournament time and Strack able to get a nice little jumper on the baseline, but we talk about tournament time, anything can happen in the tournament. You got to put your best foot forward.
I think that's what the 2 weeks has done so well for Kentucky. They are coming in fully rested. Strack showing she's a 3-level scorer, and then an offensive foul called on Avery Mills, sending Lawrence to the deck. So 4:52 left in the quarter. Kentucky still comfortably out front in March Madness. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Wildcats are fired up as their women's basketball team, a 4 seed in the tournament. First time they've been in the NCAA tournament since 2022, and many people way smarter than me think that they could make a very deep run in March Madness with this team that is assembled. Amor has been on fire today. Strack got a second offensive board and then drew the foul off the Amor miss.
Well, I like the aggressiveness right there by Liberty coming in, and Strack, good job.
For 17, Emmy Stout.
Welcome back inside Memorial. Clara Strack at the free throw line just got fouled by Emmy Stout. Strack, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. You know, Tamika, she actually should be a freshman. She went to Virginia Tech a year early and then transferred over here, but she's actually the same age as the freshman on the Kentucky team, and she's already SEC Defensive Player of the Year as a sophomore academically.
Well, it's been a lot of fun watching her this season, and as you continue to listen to Coach Kenny Brooks talk about her game, and he said she has to be, in his opinion, one of the best passing forwards. And early on in her career, she started out as a point guard, and then she hit a growth spurt and ended up having to move into the 4 or 5 position, but she handled the ball well. She moves her feet very well, and just defensively being able to get the blocks and making sure she's in position.
Second foul on Hodges. Amor fakes the shot, had a little smile. She got the defender off her feet and had a nice laugh about it.
Well, can you imagine the reaction from the bench if that would have went in?
3 on the way. I mean, when Georgia Amor's on the floor, she just plays with such joy. Loves being out there, you can tell. Little underhand pass, here's Key. Off the mark on the 3. Strack wrestles that rebound away, back to Amor. Amor back to Key. She's determined for Tiani Key to score, but an offensive foul called on Key. Second foul on Key.
Yeah, Tiani Key working so hard, and Georgia Amor and team trying to get her going, but she just doesn't have it. You see right there, that right shoulder goes in.
Key 6 points, 5 rebounds today. Also has a couple of assists and a couple of blocks, so good stat line for Key.
Well, the thing I love about her too is when you look at her not being able to knock down shots, what she does do is she plays defense and she works extremely hard.
Strack will get called for the foul. And for Strack, I believe that's her 3rd foul. And it'll put Stout on the free throw line. Last time we were in this building, Tamika, Kentucky was beating Tennessee, and Clara Strack was 11 of 11 in that game, setting a record for Kentucky.
And she does it so nonchalantly. She scores and then runs down the floor, and you know, every single time she makes the play, when she catches the ball down low, especially when she's in her element around the basket, she gives you the 1-2 dribble right into a nice little shot.
Emmy Stout back at the free throw line, a freshman from San Diego, and she was one of the players that reacted so surprised when they got that good luck message from Toby Mack. She's a huge fan of his. And Toby actually played on the golf team at Liberty. He was a student athlete before he launched his amazing music career.
Yeah, I'm a Toby Mack fan too. Can't say that I listen to him when I'm working out, but definitely when I'm in the car driving.
Maybe you should. Liberty known for producing several world-renowned musicians and big names in the music industry. Lawrence off the mark, and that goes over the rim, and it'll go back to Liberty. So how can Liberty take advantage of a little bit of a slump by Kentucky right now?
Well, I think you continue to do what you've seen them do the last possession. They missed out. Now the second player in double digits for this Liberty team, but you gotta find a way to attack the basket. Either make or get to the free throw line, one or the other. But if you can make every single possession into a scoring possession, you can eat away at this lead, and then defensively make stop, get the rebounds.
Liberty shooting 39% in the game today. They've only made 3 threes. Kentucky just shooting the lights out behind the three-point line in this game, 10 of 19. Stout steps through the lane and took an extra step, so a travel as she tried to get around Silva.
But I like the aggressiveness down low. You said this young lady is a freshman, Emma Stout, and she has no fear taking the ball. She took it at Clara Strack. She's taking it at Clara Silva. That's what you have to do.
Kentucky missing another one. Silva banks that in. They had missed 6 shots in a row before Silva got the bucket. And Silva very much a momentum shooter. She has been perfect this year in several games. From Portugal, who arrived in the U.S. back in August, just a freshman. Very much a big part of the future Kenny Brooks has planned here at Kentucky. 3 on the way, and that is good, pure by Brooke Moore.
Brooke Moore thought about throwing the ball down low to Stout, but I think she realized she had a little bit of space to get that shot up.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The winner of this moves on to Sunday's second round in March Madness against Kansas State or Fairfield. They'll play on this floor at 2:30 Eastern over on ESPN News. Hassett off the mark on the 3, and over the back was Silva.
Emma Stout, good job boxing out Silva. And take another look at this. Good rebound by Silva. Take it up strong. Take the contact. Great finish. They've been working on trying to get Silva more physical down low, and we watched one practice where I think she had to go through 5 or 6 possessions, and they just had the guys just going up against her.
Blocked by Hassett. You know, player development is such a huge piece in Kenny Brooks' system, and I'm excited to see how Clara Strack really blossoms as a player after she gets some time here under her belt.
We've got a lot of young players that have had the opportunity. We talked, what will this team look like next year without Georgia Amore and Deja Lawrence when they graduate? But you have young players that are stepping up, and of course, transfer portal will be opening up soon, and continue to build. Emma Stout.
And 1. Foul on Silva.
No fear down low. Emma Stout doing a good job. Look at this post up. Nice dribble. Gets Silva on her side, and good little left hand put back.
So Stout will be going back to the free throw line. Stout 4 of 6 from the line today. 12 points. And that's out of bounds off of Liberty. Touch last by Peen Steenbergen, so Kentucky will get it back.
Coach Book putting Tiani Key back in the game, and I think Silva did her job while she was in there. You got to try to just make plays happen, but those foul situations, you look at the score Liberty only down by 11, and with a team like this, you can't let them get that confidence.
Lawrence, that's partially blocked. Hassett saved it. Shot clock is a factor now, down to 5. Fans letting the team know, here goes Amor, this is her magic. Gets the roll and one!
And what I love is the reaction from her teammate. Georgia had to make it look good, and then she just sat there. I think she wanted the camera on, but great job getting between the screens. And Stout steps up and fouls. Want a little photo shoot on the ground.
Georgia Amor has been putting on a highlight show today. She made that free throw as well, so completes the three-point play, now up to 29 points today. The Kentucky record for an NCAA tournament game is 34 points, and it has stood since 2013. Liberty trying to answer here to end the third quarter. Hodges, backcourt violation, and it will be Kentucky's ball as Hodges tries to plead her case, saying that Kentucky touched it, but the officials don't agree.
Yeah, and it looked like it did go off of her foot before it went into the backcourt.
So Kentucky will have the ball here, 7.7 seconds left in the quarter, leading by 14. Amor. Amor, jumper off the mark, quarter over. So we have completed 3 quarters of play here in Lexington, and the 4-seed Kentucky Wildcats up 14. Georgia Amor with 29 points. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. And it's also brought to you by United Airlines. Whether your team is moving on or going home, United has no fees to change your flight. And back here in Lexington, Kentucky up by 14 heading into the fourth quarter. Now, what a performance by the Kentucky Wildcats, especially Georgia Amor.
But Georgia Amor continues to just shine tonight. 29 points, 11 for 19 shooting, 6 for 8 from the three-point line, but it doesn't take just one, right? You gotta have some partners, and Clara Strack continues to do what she does so well. But today we've seen something a little bit different. She pulled it out to the 3. Deja Lawrence as well. So you got 1, 2, 3 attack, and Lawrence right now 14 points for Deja Lawrence, 29 for Amor, 13 for Clara Strack.
So they are a big reason why Kentucky could be moving on. Brought to you by United Airlines. However, 10 minutes for Liberty to get it turned around. What would your advice be for Liberty, Tamika?
Well, I think the advice is you have to take it one possession at a time, because you're not just on the offensive end going to get all of these points back. Start focusing on or continue to focus on the little things. Get some points on the basket, or on the board rather, and then defensively, you got to make some stops.
Second block by Georgia Amor, and then gets the steal. Amor out to Hassett, Aussie to Aussie. 3 is good.
And that is Amelia Hassett's first basket of the game. She has not made a field goal, but now has 3 points.
Almost 60% of her made shots have been three-pointers. Hassett from a different area of Australia than Amor. Largest lead of the game right now for Kentucky as Liberty tries to eat into it. Nice pass. Pass finding Smuda.
Got to be on an attack mode if you are looking at this team, and Liberty trying to find ways to fight back. Attack them, get those and one plays, get anything you can at this point.
Amor short on that 3. But Amor's blocking shots today, Tamika.
Well, that's her second one, and you see right there, I think she was a little surprised she got that one. But not only that, she stayed in the play and able to make a great defensive play. Defense leads to offense, and Hassett finishing.
Hodges with a nice move and draws the foul, will go to the line.
I like watching Jordan Hodges, and she's done a good job of just finding those little holes between her and Stout and Emma Hess. They have been 3 players that have really stepped up big for Liberty.
Hodges now with 10 points. (67-55) Kentucky up here in the 4th quarter, trying to get to a Sunday game. Amor off the mark on that 3. Strack with a rebound. Hassett, another 3, and it's good. 2 in a row for Millie Hassett.
Well, it doesn't matter when it goes down, but as long as at some point it goes down, and I think for Hassett being able to see the last 2 shots go through the hole, it's a good sign for Kentucky.
Kentucky has made 12 3-pointers today. 10th game this season, they've had 10 or more. See if Liberty can answer. 3 on the way, off the mark. Rebound by Ice Daughter. Another chance for Liberty. Pass with 1 on the shot clock. Missed everything, and Kentucky will get it back. And Emma Hess was upset she missed that shot. I love this fiery nature of the Liberty team. They are competing hard.
Exactly, I love the fight, and you know, for the seniors, it rings a little bit different. You want to win this game. If this is your last game, you want to put everything on the line, and I think even when it comes to tournament time, every game matters. So no matter what, you put it all out there. See down low.
Ice Daughter off the glass, missed, and Smuda there to clean it up.
Got to be aggressive, take advantage of every single possession. So that's the offensive board, the defensive board, and defensively for Liberty trying to make it hard for Kentucky.
Nice pass. That is textbook. That'll make the summer camp film. Amor to Strack, and Strack with a double-double today. 15th this season.
And Amor, 29 points, 8 assists.
Hodges continues to pour it on. That's her second made 3, and she has 13 points.
Liberty's hanging on, 60-72.
They are not out of it. Every time Liberty's made a run, though, Kentucky has responded. Amor gets fouled on the way to the bucket.
Amor is so good. You said it, textbook, right? Nice bounce pass between 2 Liberty players to none other than Claire Strack.
Brookmore committed the foul, and Georgia Amor with 29 points, 8 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. Amor left open. It'll stay with Kentucky.
Well, 4 Liberty players around Strack, and none of them able to come up with the ball.
Again, the winner of this will get the winner of our next game here in Lexington between Kansas State and Fairfield. Kansas State a 5 seed, Fairfield a 12 seed. Lawrence with the take, missed. And Hodges, good position to grab that rebound.
And as you said, plenty of time, 6 minutes, and love the way that Liberty is competing. Hodges to the basket, Lawrence with the block.
Lawrence swats it out of bounds. It'll stay with Liberty, however. Nice D.
Yeah, I like it. Hodges been able to get around Lawrence before. Hassett got her hand in there first, and then Lawrence got the ball in the air.
That is the 12th block by Kentucky in this game. Again, they are leading the nation in that category. And they've set a program record this year. And that went off of Key's foot.
You see Tiani Key, she can play inside, she can play outside. We've seen her bring the ball up. I say that about Key, but that Strack as well.
Yeah.
So you look at 1 through 5, with the exception maybe of Georgia Amor, you can switch 1 through 4 or 2 through 5.
They will have some interesting decisions to make over the summer because of the pieces they have coming back next year. Lawrence intercepts that, and then a foul. And the foul's going to be on Hodges, and that's her 3rd foul.
That was a frustration foul. Hodges got a little bit too low. She got into the paint and didn't have anywhere to go with it. And when you got those towers down low, you have to either go up for the shot or you have to have a pass out.
Lawrence. Amor gets it back to Key. Key missing the open jumper. Pass on the move. Liberty looking to score quick. Trying to go into Smuda. They do and get the bucket.
Smuda, good job of the post up. Got Clara Strack on your back.
14 points for Smuda. The fans trying to be the sixth man for Kentucky here. Strack. Shot clock under 10. Amor. And a foul on Strack. Fourth foul on Clara Strack. Timeout on the floor. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Jersey Mike Subs, a sub above. Back here in Kentucky, Tamika, the Wildcats have gone over 2 minutes without scoring, and Liberty is back to within 10. We haven't had a single-digit margin between these two teams since the end of the second quarter.
Well, the opportunity arises right now. Liberty has the ball, bringing it up. And you got your players, Emma Hess back on the floor. Smuda hit a couple of really big shots. Of course, Jordan Hodges. Let's see what they drew up in the huddle.
Liberty Lady Flames with 4 players in double figures in this game. Hess. Lawrence got right up on her. Smuda already with a double-double today. Key comes over, ties her up, and Kentucky will give the ball back.
You can't dribble into the defense. It's Smuda trying to get one step closer. She had a Muriel Hassett on her. It would have been a good time for her to maybe take that jump shot that she took earlier in the game.
Kentucky again trying to end a scoring drought, and Smuda swats that out of bounds.
A great rotation on the backside. Smuda recognizing Sanaya Tyler coming to the basket and able to get that out of the air.
2 blocks a day for Smuda. Into Key. Key spins right, misses on the finish. And a chance for the Lady Flames to again get it back to a single-digit margin.
The great thing about Tiani Key in a game like this, she's going to get called for that foul against Smuda. But when you're struggling shooting, you have the opportunity. Hopefully, the other players have lifted up, and Georgia Amor being one of them. But that'll be Key 4th foul. So you have Key with 4. You have Strack on the bench with 4 fouls. Interesting to see what Coach Brooks does.
Smuda will go to the bench and get a breather. Emmy Stout comes in to replace her. Stout's throwing the ball in right now. Stout going to her left. Nice move.
Emma Stout has been instant production when she come in the game. And at this point, I think if you're Liberty, you attack the post player. Tiani Key with 4. The Coach Brooks going to keep her in the game.
Pass it. Off the mark. She made 2 in a row earlier, and an over-the-back foul on Key will foul her out of the game.
You hear how the fans feel about this play, and Tiani Key going up for her rebound and going over the back of Emma Stout.
Returning for the Wildcats, number 13, Clara Strack.
First player to foul out. The lead is down to 8 as the Lady Flames try to make a run here. The 13 seed Stout going right at Strack and finishes. and suddenly it's a 6-point game. Liberty with 9 unanswered points.
And this is what happens when you get to tournament time. Players step up and make big plays, and Hassett not able to knock down the three. Gives another opportunity for Liberty.
Kentucky's gone over 4 minutes without scoring, and it's Liberty who takes a timeout. 2:40 left to play, and Carrie Green wants to get everyone on the same page as they are close.
Now you look right here, Emma Stout down low, come in, instant offense, just take the ball directly to the basket, and doing a great job. Emma Stout right now, 16 points, 6 to 7 down low.
Well, let's check out today's game track, brought to you by Invesco QQQ. Georgia Amore, 29 points total, but has been quiet the past few minutes. Clara Strack, another double-double today. And Liberty getting fantastic balance with 4 players in double figures.
I feel like every single player that has come in for Liberty has had some type of production, whether it's on the offensive end or defensively, just playing their role for whatever time frame they're out there. And I have to say, I've been super impressed. Emma has done a great job. She was the spark plug coming into the second half. Smoother's been consistent, 14 and 11 so far. And then, of course, you got to give it up for the freshman, Emma Stout. Just been unbelievable down low.
Fun watching Georgia Amore in that Kentucky huddle. You would expect her to try to assert herself in some way here.
Yeah, definitely. I think Georgia's done a really good job of trying to get her teammates involved in the offense, but we saw how aggressive she was in the beginning of the game, and that's how everything opened up for all the other players. I think she had to get her aggressiveness back to finding her shot, finding and looking for her shot.
Liberty looking for a good shot, trailing 6, whistle away from the ball, and a foul inside on Strack.
And that's going to be her 5th foul.
So Strack and Key, the 2 most imposing post players for Kentucky, have now fouled out of the game with 2:26 left. And no surprise, Clara Silva will come in to replace her. Silva, 6'7". The freshman from Portugal, but it is Stout back on the free throw line. "17 points for Stout, and for the 5th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Stout makes both free throws, and the Lady Flames inch closer, a 4-point lead for Kentucky. It has been an 11-0 run for Liberty over the last 4 minutes.
We talked about the fans that are at home cheering on this Liberty team, but what you didn't mention is they're the big fan entourage right behind us.
And Liberty traveled well. Lawrence ends the scoring drought. And the lead goes back to 6, under 2 to play. Possession arrow favors Liberty.
And they needed that basket. Lawrence so good at being able to create her shot. We saw that before she got here.
Liberty has 2 timeouts remaining. Kentucky has 4. Out of bounds and a foul.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. And what has Liberty done? They have passed the ball inside, down low. You see right there, that is a foul. Amelia Hassett got Stout on the arm.
Stout back on the line. 18 points today. And making them when it counts. She had a 14 free throw make streak coming into this game and missed one earlier. But she is 7 of 10 today. And the lead reduces back to 4.
She has 20 points right now. This is the player, Emmy Stout. Averages 6.6 points per game.
Lawrence looking down low, intercepted by the Lady Flames. Under 90 seconds to play. A 2-possession lead for Kentucky. Stout gets stuck. 3 on the way. Good by Avery Mills. And it's a 1-point game. Timeout, Kentucky.
Unbelievable. When you watch this Liberty team, they are not going out with no fight. As you see right here, everything they have done in the last 4 minutes, really since the fourth quarter started, had been intentional, taking the ball to the basket. 2 Kentucky players are fouled out. Liberty continues to fight and play, only down by 1.
They have not lost a basketball game since February. They came into this game on an 11-game win streak. They were down by as many as 17 in this game. Right now, the possession arrow favors Liberty. Kentucky has 3 more timeouts. Liberty, though, has 2 timeouts and 2 fouls to give. Kentucky has lost its 2 post players, Clara Strack and Tiani Key. They have fouled out of the game. So if you're Kentucky right now, Tamika, how do you respond to this?
Well, I think first you have to get a solid offensive possession. Whether you're looking at Georgia Amore getting something to keep her going or Deja Lawrence, I think those are the 2 players that, even Lawrence, being able to create something to the basket. Georgia Amore, Kentucky's got to figure out a way to get her going.
Amore, 29 points today. 6 3-pointers. The Kentucky team has made 12 3-pointers, but it's been a 16-2 run over the last 5.5 minutes for the Liberty Lady Flames. And it'll be Hassett inbounding for the Wildcats.
Been those 4 players. Hodges back on the floor. She had 13, so that 4th player that I didn't mention earlier, but she's been playing great defensively and offensively.
Amore attacks and scores. And a 3-point lead for Kentucky. Our officials stop the clock.
Play is under review to fix the time.
Just adjusting the clock, but no surprise it was Georgia Amore who attacked.
Well, definitely, and I said it's either going to be number 10, Lawrence, or Georgia Amore trying to create something to the basket. That is the area that I feel like they went away from. They started shooting a lot of outside
Set
shots.
the game clock to 57.7 seconds.
Kevin Pethel, our lead official, giving us the indication of how the clock has been adjusted. Liberty has not come back from a 17-point deficit this year. The biggest deficit they have overcome to win was a 14-point deficit they faced against Western Kentucky. It's Carrie Green and the Lady Flames still with a shot here. 1 possession game with under a minute to play. Hodges had the opening miss. The follow, though, is good by Ice Daughter. 1-point lead for Kentucky. Amore taking time off the clock. Hodges is guarding her loosely. Amore to Hassett. Hassett for 3. Off the mark. Hassett got her miss. Shot clock is off, and Amore has to get fouled. It is Hess who commits the foul with 16.4 seconds left.
And what a possession that was. That was a great shot by Amelia Hassett. Not able to finish, but good job by Kentucky going to get the boards.
And Kentucky brings Cassidy Rowe into the game now to replace Silva. Still Kentucky's ball. There's Rowe with the ball. First time she's been in today. And there's the last foul that Liberty had to give.
Well, for Liberty right now, they're looking at steal foul. Got to go for the steal. 12.5 seconds left to go. Still got plenty of time.
And a timeout taken by Kentucky. 12.5 seconds remaining. Kentucky will have the ball out of this timeout. Now, what a comeback by Liberty. So right now, what's the emphasis for Liberty with 12.5 seconds left? No more fouls to give.
I think it's going to be important for Kentucky. You got to get the ball in, get it in a solid shooter's hand. And for Liberty, obviously, you're going to go steal foul. So go for that steal. If you can't get it, you're going to have to foul immediately. With Cassidy Rose being on the floor right now, you want to have another guard that can handle the ball.
Hassett to inbound it to Amor. And Amor is fouled right away. 10.9 seconds left.
You know, the way this Liberty team had played in 10.9 seconds, look at the free throws. Amor hit 2 free throws. They're only down by 3, and that's a lot of time for a team that can knock down and shoot 3-point shots.
Amor goes to the free throw line now. She is 1 for 1 today, an 85% free throw shooter. But if she makes both, it is still a 1-possession game. Liberty could tie with a 3. Amor with 31 points today. That's 3 off the Kentucky record, but a couple of free throws here.
And you know, when you have an Amor at the free throw line, she's been clutch for this team.
Makes them both. Timeout Liberty, 10.9 seconds left. So it is a 3-point game. As Carrie Green and the Lady Flames try to come up with what they hope is a play that is going to tie this game. Kenny Brooks and company, Tamika, they'll be on D here. If you're Liberty, got to make the 3.
Well, you got to. We've seen a couple of plays that they've had where they've taken Emma Hess across the baseline off of a double screen for a 3-point shot. So I would say you're looking at something for that. And then at the end of the day, you got 10.9 seconds, which is still a lot of time for 2 plays to happen.
Hodges, 0 in red, has made 2 threes today. Hess, 23 in red, who you're looking at right now, she's made 2 threes today. The only other player to make a 3 more. And it will be Mills to throw the ball in. 10.9 seconds left. Kentucky up 3, Liberty ball. A lob down to Smuda. Smuda on the floor, traveled, turnover.
Now that's when you look at Silver coming in the game, uses her height, does not commit a foul, puts her hand straight up, and Smuda not able to control herself. Take another look at it. Silver does a good job, moves her feet. And unfortunately, Smuda gets called for that travel.
A timeout taken, so Kentucky will get the ball back. Very little time went off the clock there, so Liberty's still very much in this. What's your strategy now, Tamika?
Well, I think for Liberty, they got to steal foul. And now Kentucky has the ball. They're going to advance it into the front court to be able to have the opportunity to get a better look, better possession.
Kenny Brooks bringing Cassidy Rowe back in the game, number 5 in white in place of Clara Silva. So everyone on the floor right now for Kentucky, very good free throw shooters. Kentucky will have the ball. Hassett set to throw it in. Kentucky up 3. Amor fouled by Hess. 7.3 left.
I think Liberty, you have to make that foul. So you can see the disappointment on Hess's face. You got to make that foul. But same thing, you get a quick score and a foul for Liberty, they still have an opportunity.
Amor 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Trying to give Kentucky a 2-possession lead, and does. She makes this free throw, it'll be a new NCAA tournament record for points for Kentucky. And doesn't make it. 34 points for Amor, ties the Kentucky record, but now Two-possession game here. Liberty will get the ball back with 6.4 seconds left.
And I think you'll see another play like the last one that Liberty drew, trying to get a quick basket closer, hopefully to a layup. So I'm going to look at Smuda again down low. I think at this point, whether you go for a 3 or a 2, it's got to be within the next couple of seconds. And then you have to turn around and you have to either get
Game
a steal
clock will
or
be
a
set to
foul.
6.8 seconds.
So 0.4 of a second put back on the clock, 6.8 instead of the 6.4. Gary Green in his 26th season at Liberty. He's taken Liberty teams to 15 NCAA tournaments. And what a performance today by the Lady Flames, coming from 17 down to make this a game here at the end.
At one point down by 1, and have not been able to convert the last couple of possessions.
Silva guarding the ball. Hodges set to throw it in to Hess. Hess picked up by Hassett. Hess launches the 3. Banked in! Clock stops. A 1-point game. For the moment, 1.8 seconds on the clock, but the officials will check it.
Set the game clock to 2.8 seconds.
A full second will be put back on the clock, and it'll be Kentucky's ball.
Take another look at this. Hess heaves the ball up off the backboard. Bank is open, and if there was a time that they needed it would be now.
Third three-pointer of the day, none bigger than that for Emma Hess, who is actually 2 hours from her hometown of Beaver Creek, Ohio, has a lot of family and friends that have driven down to watch this game today, and she's just pulled Liberty to within 1. So for Kentucky now, what becomes the focus?
Well, the focus is you got to get the ball inbounds and hold it. You know that Liberty is coming to foul, so make sure that you get it in, protect it. But same thing for Liberty, steal foul. And when you get fouled for Kentucky, you're gonna have an opportunity to be at the free throw line. Make your shots.
Hassett to inbound, gets it to Amor. No one fouls her, and Kentucky runs out the clock to hold on for the 1-point win. What a comeback by the Lady Flames of Liberty University out of Conference USA. A 13 seed had the 4 seed on the ropes. But Kentucky holds on for a 79-78 win, and Kentucky books its spot in a Sunday game against either Kansas State or Fairfield. Georgia Amor tying the Kentucky NCAA tournament record today with 34 points. So the Wildcats survive and advance. March Madness indeed. And we send you now into the studio.